this. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
hi, I'm Dr. Sam, Batman over here.
And I'm Dr. Adigopula, supposed to be Superman.
Superman, where's your costume today?
Let me...
Hello, I'm Allison, ACMC's Referral and Community Outreach Coordinator. Thank you for joining us at our Wellness Kitchen. I think I heard you guys were already in the kitchen before I got here. Was that true?
We as superheroes are always prepared.
Yeah, I mean, we save lives, we save the city, but sometimes we do Wellness Kitchen too.
Absolutely.
These are my guests, our pediatricians here at ACMC, Dr. Adigopula and Dr. Sam. Thanks so much for coming to join us today and make some great healthy treats for the kids. I know that we were talking about all of the kids getting the Halloween candy, eating all of the snacks, and you guys really wanted to come out and show some other alternatives and some healthy ways to keep them out of that pumpkin with all that good candy in it.
Yeah, exactly.
We were trying to make sure that we get some healthy snacks in between the loads and loads of candy that the kids are going to be getting soon.
Sure.
Candies will be definitely there, but we need to stick in some kind of like healthy fruits.
And for all the moms out there, if you want to share candy, we're always ready to take them off your hands.
He's not kidding.
I'm not.
You'll do that. Bring me some fruits.
Most of the fruits that we have right now are the fruits that we get at this season. There are some fruits that I wanted to add in, but apparently they're seasonal and we didn't get them. But everything that you see on the table right now is stuff that you can get from the grocery store right now, because I did go shopping 2 days ago.
Fantastic. And just any local Walmart, Giant Eagle, anything right around here is
pretty much most of the grocery stores that carry fruits and vegetables have all of these fruits. And for all practical purposes, I'm not the greatest in cooking, so
that's where I step in, you mean?
Yes, and
the line.
all the stuff that we're going to do today are going to be very simple. You can do this with your child next to you. Just make sure that they don't handle the knives. They can just do the decoration part, and it'll be a fun event to do.
Fantastic. I love to cook. I'm not so much at cutting, peeling, and all of that stuff, but you guys are here to do that, and what great things you have for the kids to do. So, you know what, as the parents, you can do the cutting and, let the kids dive into all of the other wonderful stuff. So what do you have for us today?
We can start with very, very simple ones that even the kids can do. If I can do it, a kid can do it. We can take orange and put eyes on it with a Sharpie, if the Sharpie works.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's starting to work. We can put eyes on it and make it a pumpkin. It used to work better.
What happened to that Sharpie? Wake up, Sharpie.
So
you need a coffee.
we need a working Sharpie for this one to work. But you get the picture.
Exactly. Let's show them our scary pumpkin over there. Orange pumpkin.
If your Sharpie doesn't work, like it did not work right now, you can peel it and do a different form of pumpkin that we'll tell you in a couple of minutes. The second thing we can try to do is take an apple, preferably a green apple, because green has the ick factor. So we can take a green apple, cut it into quarters, and Dr. Sam is going to demonstrate how to cut it.
You want me to show the cutting skills?
Absolutely.
There you go. Okay. All right.
The one that is already pre-cut, he's cutting it all over again.
Come on, don't say that. I just got it just now. There you go.
So
some skill in this hand, right?
We take a quarter and take a small chunk out, and then we smear some peanut butter inside. This is the one that holds everything in.
That's our glue.
That's our glue. And peanut butter, for all practical purposes, is a very good source of healthy protein.
Exactly, yes.
And then
very calorie rich.
Stick the teeth in there.
Do this part here.
Absolutely, Sam.
Let's see.
The interesting part is, Sam, even you can do this.
Oh,
absolutely.
Doing this for
and
ever
we can
now.
Take some eyes. We do get these in the grocery store in the cake decoration section. Take the eyes, dip it, stick it there. Take a second eye, dip it, stick it there. Now you have a ghoul. And if you want to make it even more funnier, you can take strawberries, which apparently are seasonal, I couldn't find them, or cut a raspberry into half, stick it there. Now you have a scary, waddy
But Sathish, I tell you what, seems like that teeth is very white. I think they're going to the dentist, right?
Absolutely.
They have to go to dentist, like all the kids have to go to dentist what?
At least twice a year, once every 6 months.
Exactly,
for
that's
your
how you're
cleaning.
going to get that clean.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You know, I just want to say, for those of you who come to ACMC to see our pediatricians, this is what you get up on our floor. You hear laughter, you hear fun. If you don't come to see Dr. Sam or Dr. Adigopula, you really need to come out and get a great checkup and entertainment. The entertainment comes with the checkup, for sure, right?
That's true. We did go to clown school before we went to medical school.
Oh, yeah. I think that was part of it. Right?
And the chunk of apple that I cut off, we're not going to throw it away. We're going to cut this into smaller chunks. And be careful when you're cutting this. There's a good reason my mom and my wife don't allow me into the kitchen. So we can take this and take our already peeled orange, stuff it in here, and now we have our own pumpkin. And you can make this pumpkin even more scarier by putting eyes on it. Everything becomes scary if you put eyes on it. And these eyes are made of sugar, so we don't want to use too much of it. So this pumpkin is only going to get 2 eyes each. There we go. And this is the pumpkin, which if you really, really want to make it look more scary, you can take a pretzel and dip it in peanut butter, stick it. Now you have a mouth too. If the pretzel was smaller or if the orange was bigger, we would have had a better pumpkin, but you get the idea on that one.
All right, there you go.
What a quick...
A handsome pumpkin.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With scary eyes. There you go.
The pumpkins look almost as handsome as us. You know what? That says much for those pumpkins.
I don't think as handsome as the Batman and Superman.
We have to give pumpkins a bit of credit.
Okay, all right.
And the next one we can do is...
Halloween spirit.
What is it, Sam? Kiwis. Kiwis are very good in vitamin C. Vitamin C is good to take during the winter months because vitamin C helps our body fight common colds. So if you do have kids who are going to school, or if you have kids who are going to preschool, daycare, all through winter, we're going to be facing a lot more viruses. As of now, we have RSV going around, we have flu going around, we have COVID going around. This does decrease the symptoms of most of the viral illnesses.
Exactly.
So we can use kiwis in here. And what we're going to do with kiwi is we're going to peel just one portion and leave the top portion this way so we can make ghouls out of it. Sam, do you want to try?
You can show your nice skill. I'll let you do that. But when we're talking about like the important, like the vitamin C, just like in winter, also the vitamin D, right? So how do you get your vitamin D? So usually you get it from from the sun. While you're in the summer, you're outside, you get it from the sunlight. There's some chemical reaction that goes in your skin and you form the vitamin D, which is not that much practical during the winter times when we're inside our house. So how do we get vitamin D? From our milk. So all the milk, cheese, butter, they're all rich in vitamin D and calcium. So you want to make sure that your kids are having all those things too.
And especially the full fat vitamin D, which says has extra vitamin D added into it. It is fortified with vitamin D, so that is the kind of milk that you really want to give the kids to add on to vitamin D during the winter months. And vitamin D, for all practical purposes, is one of the poorly understood vitamins. It has a lot more functions than what we have identified. And recent research is showing that vitamin D also helps with depression. especially during winter months when we have the seasonal affect disorder where because it's dark and gloomy, a lot of kids are feeling low, they're not seeing their friends that often, they're closeted inside their house. So vitamin D can potentially help with that one too. And going on to one more step with since we're not going outside a lot, we're closeted inside. Even at schools and at home, we don't go outside. We keep all the doors and windows closed. So a lot more of the viruses can keep transmitting inside the house and inside the classroom. So we do expect kids to have a lot more viral illnesses during the winter months. Hygiene always works. Always wash your hands before you eat. Try to keep your kids away from childcare or places where people congregate, like parties, churches, everything during the winter months. Try to keep them away if they are sick. If they're not showing any signs of illness, they can do whatever they want.
Because we want the kids to hang out with each other, but if they're sick, then they can transmit it to other kids. Definitely.
Absolutely. And now we are going back to our beautifully peeled kiwis. And again, I have to look at my cheat sheet to make sure I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
We're just looking at the floor. And that is very shiny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam, for that
shiny floor. Yes. There you go. Now I know how to decorate the kiwi. Looking at the floor.
So this is just a perfect way to get in your vitamin D, and on those gloomy days when the kids are at home, locked up in the house.
Absolutely.
What a fun thing to do.
Exactly.
To get them,
and
to get
all
their
of these things you can do with your kids. So it's a fun activity when you're not able to go out. At the same time, you're making something that they're going to look when they're when they're making it. So it makes it much more easier for them to eat because now they have ownership over these fruits and vegetables
That's what I always tell all my patients, like, some of the picky eaters, we call, always have them involved while you're going in the grocery store, take them directly to the fresh produce where they can pick their own vegetables. They feel that ownership. Also, like after you come home and let them wash the vegetables, right, set up the table. If possible, while we're decorating the stuff, they can help you with that. They feel that ownership, and then they might try that too. So everything that we can do is try, right? So that's the best way to try.
Putting my own spin on this one. It looks more like a beard. Ooh, it looks like a Van Dyke beard. Yeah, now there's this Count Dracula on kiwi.
Again, guys, we've already washed our hands. We've already washed our hands with soap water. That's super important. Always.
And all these fruits have also been washed.
Exactly.
We've made sure that everything is clean and edible. And this new thing is my own personal spin on it. So I'm going to patent that one.
Okay.
Maybe I'll retire.
Yeah, I was there too.
Absolutely.
There would be a lot of disappointed families in Ashtabula County if you retire, Dr. Adigopula. That's not going to happen.
I have promised a lot of moms that I will see their kids until they go to college, and a few kids after they go to college too. Yeah. So I'm probably not ready to retire, at least for the next 2 decades until my kids grow older.
Yes, this neighborhood, this community would not allow you to do that.
Absolutely. And Sam is bound to me, so he can't retire until I'm done.
So, Dr. Sam, you're here with Dr. Adigopula Monday through Thursday, and then you see patients also in Geneva. Is that correct?
I see patients in Geneva on Friday afternoon from 1:30 onwards. Before that, I'm here in the main hospital.
So he's here 4.5 days in Ashtabula and half a day in Geneva, serving the community of Geneva by bringing pediatric care to a population that does not have any other pediatric care in Geneva.
Sure. And I know that a lot of people, even in the Madison area, were saying that they would love to have a pediatrician there. It's a really short drive right over to Geneva to come see you on Fridays.
And it's fun also, especially during in the winter time too, but in the summertime, you can just stop by and Geneva on the lake, get some ice cream, right? And I like to go there. To serve the population also, as well as it's fun to go there. So I'm there on Friday afternoon. Here, I'm making mess over here. But that's
so obviously we can take this. We have proof cooking skills are slightly better than Sam's.
We're not cooking.
Good enough.
We're not cooking.
I was going to say the decorating skills definitely are, but Dr. Adigopula told me if we were cooking and we were going to ask him to cook, he was going to bring his fire extinguisher.
That was my cooking pot was taken down by the local fire control. They said if I cook, they need to have a fire extinguisher on site.
We got called by, yes, exactly.
We don't want to do that. And while Dr. Sam is trying, he has put his own personal spin on that one.
How fun!
And
let's do something.
this is Dr. Sam's kiwi, and this is my winky kiwi. One eye fell off.
Cyclops, your Cyclops kiwi, right?
Thank you. That's done.
A sword like elephant, right? Yeah.
And next we can also use bananas.
Bananas
needs a lot more skill. Peeling bananas.
You mean like this kind of skill?
Batman
With
knows
the
better
banana.
than.
It takes a lot of time to do this, but yeah.
So what we're trying to do is we're going to try to get the full banana. We're going to peel it. And then we're going to try to cut the banana in a specific shape. Like this. This. And this. Now you have banana ghouls. Banana ghosts. I mean, with eyes, obviously. For everything that you need, eyes come into play. Take the eye, dip it in peanut butter, and stick it.
Yeah, for really inexpensive, the eyes really make this fun. It really makes everything pop for the kids.
And again, these are edible eyes. These are not the googly eyes with the stickers on. These are edible eyes. They do have some amount of sugar in it, but not a huge amount. And if you're looking at this one, now we can take one more pretzel stick, dip it in peanut butter. We are using peanut butter as our glue, and like protein being the glue of the body, peanut butter is the glue for our banana ghosts.
Okay.
I love these. These are so fun.
Let's give some eyes
Absolutely.
to these bananas so that they can see that we're in the fall and it's beautiful. So are you guys going out? Definitely.
Absolutely.
We need to enjoy the fall season, right?
Oh my
Which
God.
we don't have much.
Ghosts are looking much better than mine.
Of course. I mean, that was even a doubt.
You know what?
That wasn't a
Sure.
doubt. So.
He's going to pay for that very soon.
Whenever you get chance, I think I got peanut butter in the eye over here. You know what? That reminds me of conjunctivitis, isn't it, Satish? How much of conjunctivitis
We
are
are
we seeing?
seeing a lot more of conjunctivitis, eye
Pink
infections
eye,
recently. Again, lots of kids are closeted in their rooms, in their classrooms. Pink eye, usually the viral form of pink eye, which is much more easily transmittable, doesn't have a lot of medications. So if they are obviously having a lot of discharge, appearing red, keep them away from school.
Yeah.
Again, hand washing still plays a huge role in preventing transmission, because kids shove stuff into their eyes, take it in and put it into something else. So it doesn't have to go directly from one person to the other. If there are two kids and one has pink eye and they're playing with something and he plays with that and then puts his hands into his eye, then that can transmit the virus too.
I always tell that this is like a wildfire conjunctivitis, because you can spread it to like the whole family.
Very fast.
So main thing is hand washing as much as you can until you get the dry hands. So
Absolutely.
also use the moisturizer, but you need to keep washing your hands. That's the best way to sanitize, and also cleaning the surfaces where the kids are playing. Of course, you're gonna finish the whole wipes or everything because they are like all everywhere. But yeah, you need to keep doing that, otherwise you're gonna get it too.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And also taking the flu vaccine every year definitely helps decrease the transmission and decreases the intensity of influenza if you do get exposed to influenza. Flu shot usually is taken once a year, other than the younger kids who may have to take 2 doses during the first year that they're having the flu vaccine. But taking the flu vaccine helps your body create the soldiers that it needs to fight the viruses faster. So it decreases the intensity of illness. And yes, flu it's a hassle getting the vaccine for kids, but the flip side is instead of being sick for 15 days, they may be sick for a day or two. And it also decreases the transmission, so they're not giving it to all their friends, family members. So I would strongly urge everyone to get their flu vaccines. And as of now, we are doing flu vaccines in the clinic, in the pediatric clinic, in family practice clinics as well. And if I'm not wrong, I think we're doing flu vaccines in the express cares as well.
The most common question, Satish, that I come across with the flu vaccine is they'll be like, I got the flu shot and then I still got the flu, right?
Yes.
So that's the most frequently asked questions. So you want to answer that?
Flu is very prevalent at the same time that we are giving the flu vaccine. We are obviously giving flu vaccine during the time that we are going to have the flu. It's like saying that I got into an accident when I was wearing my seatbelt. You obviously get into an accident when you're driving, and that's when we wear your seatbelt. But the seatbelt protects you and helps you prevent bodily damage. That's the same thing with the flu vaccine too. So when you get the flu vaccine, there is still a possibility that you may be exposed to flu because there are a lot more kids around. There are a lot of kids in the same place at schools. Sure. But it decreases the intensity of the illness. And instead of being sick for many days, probably weeks together, you're going to be sick for just a couple of days, and your body has got pre-made soldiers that will fight the flu virus. And usually United States flu season follows Australia's flu season. This year in 2022, the flu season in Australia has been pretty bad. So we expect it to be bad here too.
So best time to get flu vaccine is right now during the start of the fall, so that you get like 3 weeks, 4 weeks to develop that immunity against the virus. Now the other thing I would like to add on that is flu vaccine is updated every year. So whatever flu vaccine that we get this year is based on whatever the flu viruses were there last year. So it's always updated. But the flu viruses, they change their shape. So there can be new mutation, and there can be new kind of like flu viruses which this vaccine might not cover. But it will prevent you from having all those infections from the past, because nobody can predict the future, right? But you can prevent all those flu viruses from last year. And as Satish was saying, it prevents the complication. That's why you need to get it. Kids can get really, really badly sick. 2019, when I was a resident, the whole ICU was filled with flu and RSV. And many kids were very sick, needing oxygen and all those kind of support. So that's why it prevents from those complications and duration of illness. So it's very important.
And Sam just reminded me of a very important point for this year. RSV is pretty rampant right now in schools, daycares, in home settings too. We have adults who are getting RSV. Wow. RSV is a virus that usually causes something similar to a common cold for adults. But for younger kids, less than 2 years of age, their symptoms are much more severe because they start building a fluid in their lungs. It makes it difficult for them to breathe. As of now, almost 70% of hospital beds, including ICUs, including children's hospitals across the United States, is filled with patients with RSV. We expect the RSV outbreak to last a few more weeks. Again, wash your hands. If you have sick kids in the house, keep them away from the younger kids who are not sick yet. And please try not to send sick kids to school or daycare to prevent transmission. And obviously, continuing to wear masks at school will also help. We did notice this one last year when kids were masked. We did not see a lot of flu. We did not see a lot of RSV. Obviously, we did not see a lot of COVID in younger kids who are masked when they were in school. So distancing and masking definitely helps, but may not be practical for younger kids.
Also, when masking, Satish, you've seen a couple of people who wear the mask like below the nose. So I always tell this, their chin won't get the COVID or RSV, but their nose will get it and they will get it. So you have to cover fully your nose and your mouth.
That was probably the first big joke that Dr. Sam told me. I was walking in my clinic one day and he said, those people who wear the mask on out here, they never get chin COVID. Yeah, that's true. They never get chin COVID. And there are other things we can do. Again, with googly eyes, we take oh my God, blanking off. Blueberries. Thank you.
Whenever you're blanking, Satish, we have to look at the shiny floor.
I was looking at the name of it. It's supposed to be the shade color of it, but this is purple, but it's called blueberry. It was named by someone who has never seen a blueberry. Take a blueberry. Again, you're going to take the eye again. Stick it in. Now you have Cyclops. We take one more blueberry. We take one more eye, we can stick it in, And this one is a bit too big for us to stick it with pretzels. But here's the other thing I just noticed. If you look at it very close, it looks like an eyeball.
Oh, and you put it.
That
You
is
can
gooey.
even put them together on the plate, so it looks like you got a pair of them there.
Yeah. There you go. That's the Halloween spirit, guys.
There
Now
it is.
I am scared.
Here, or we can do some if you're missing barbecue.
Oh
it's
my
summertime,
God.
Let's do this. There you go. All right.
Please,
And put.
for the love of God, please take those sticks away before you eat them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just telling that for myself.
Yeah.
I've been known to eat stuff without thinking things through.
Uh-huh.
So we can always give this to kids. We can always snap the top sharp part off and they can start eating it holding the stick, which makes it a fun way of eating fruits and vegetables too.
Cheers to this.
Thank you. It looks like I should have this with a cocktail. For the adults, not the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Disclaimer right up there.
Yeah.
Right up there. Right.
And we can take raspberries and stick 2 eyes to the raspberries. Now you have.
Lots of conjunctivitis going on. Right now.
I know these eyes make things work, though, doesn't it? I can guarantee that I don't know of any kid that's going to look at the fruits and turn that down. How
Yeah.
fun.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Even if they don't want to make it or you want to have it prepared for the kids when they come home from school, they still are going to enjoy that.
Exactly.
You see all these things on Pinterest and say, I should be able to do that.
Yeah.
And look at this.
This is
Obviously
easy.
we can.
Right.
And take my word for it. If I can do it, you can. And this one is a witch with warts on her face.
Warts? Warts?
Yeah, those
sounds
lips
like
are
that.
warts
Yeah.
with 2 eyes.
Yeah.
All we need is a witch's hat and
There you have
hey,
That's too
fits.
big.
Be careful when you're having utensils around, sharp knives, forks, spoons. Try to keep them away from younger kids. We do have a lot of younger children who are prone for injuries. So keep them away from younger kids. And Sam, you have one more item that you're looking at.
Yeah, we're going to whip this up really quick. We thought for the kids who are home from school on the weekend, to have them help you with a quick snack. Again, like we said, to take ownership of it.
Exactly.
When they make it and do it themselves, they are more than likely to eat it.
There we go.
There you go. So we have cheese
And
over here too.
This is one that I'm really, really looking forward to eat. And I've already laid claim on one of them.
All right. So my take on this would be, so we've cut the buns, right? We always do before
English
that.
muffins,
That's
yeah.
our English muffins.
Muffins, sorry, not the buns.
That's okay.
We really
And-
don't need English muffins. We can use any bun, as Dr. Sam mentioned.
Yep. I
English
always like to
muffins
coat it.
makes it
with
easier to make and easier to eat.
Yes, they're already open. They're already cut.
Mhm.
It's really quick. You just open it up and split them open.
Also, you want to tell us about this one? Dip over here.
Actually, this is just jar sauce. Because what I thought we would do is just make everything really easy. If you're, wanted something quick, you usually have this in your cupboard. You open up your can of sauce, put it on just like Dr. Adigopula said, whether you have buns or bread or bagels even, whatever you have in the house to make a nice quick snack. Yeah.
And going back to buns, bagels, and breads, most of these food are starchy food. They have a lot of carbs in it, so we do want to make sure that we don't overindulge in carbs. So a good thumb rule is eat carbs about the size of your fist for each meal. So that will be a good amount of carbs for the child's size. So if your child has got the size of a fist this big, that's the amount of carbs that you need for each meal. And the rest of the food is going to be protein with meat. You can have fruits, you can have vegetables. But we are going to try to limit carbs, which is the current identified major source of obesity in the United States.
Exactly.
Second only to juices and sugary drinks. As of now, there is not a single juice in the market that does not have added sugar in it.
Exactly.
If someone claims otherwise, it is not true. even the so-called diet sodas
Exactly,
or the
Diet
diet
Coke, I was
pops.
going to tell you that, yeah.
Absolutely. You want to take the diet pops?
Yeah, I mean, even though we feel like it's zero sugar or something like that, but it still has some sweeteners over there, so that's why that you're getting like added sugar.
And even though you may not be getting the extra amount of sugar through the diet sodas, your body's insulin is still going to be activated. Your body's insulin is still going to take every piece of sugar and put it into storage as fat, which increases your fat content for your body, which your body is not going to use anytime soon unless you're starving. And on the same note, I have to talk about Gatorade too.
Exactly.
Gatorade was really made for pro athletes. The pro athletes are working out 8 hours a day. They have 4 different personal trainers who are beating them down to burn the calories and build muscles. Our kids go to school. They have education to do, so they are not really working out 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
So it's not a good thing to run around for a couple of hours and burn some sugar and then drink Gatorade and put more sugar into your body. So you're defeating the purpose of all the exercise.
And the best drink for the kids is just plain water. That's the best drink for the kid. Now there are so many like electrolyte water and propylamine, whatever new things that I hear. Smart water, I don't know.
Not smart way to do it.
But smart thing is to just get the regular water and drink it, right?
Absolutely.
Especially when we were talking about the viral infection, we were talking about that. Yes, all the kids need to drink a lot of water. Even their appetite might be low, as you know that when we're sick, we don't like to eat much. If they're having like a couple of bites of like bananas, toast, crackers, white rice, oatmeal, just simple kind of food, but they keep drinking.
Yeah.
And your go-to would be water or Pedialyte if they're having diarrhea. But yeah, water is your main go-to.
So simple carbs, like you mentioned, bread, toast, bananas, applesauce. These are simple carbs that your body needs to maintain your level of energy, and definitely water. Dehydration would be the primary problem with most illnesses, whether it is viral, vomiting, diarrhea, or just a viral cough. Especially when you're having fever, your body is losing a lot more water. The water is evaporating through your skin. When you're coughing, you're getting a lot of water away from your lungs. Mm-hmm. So you definitely need to drink more water, like Dr. Sam said. Yeah. Water, to be more frank, the tap water that we get is much more safer because tap water is cleaned by the Department of Sanitation, and they check it almost once or twice a day to have the right amount of chlorine in it. I know the smell of chlorine puts us off sometimes, but chlorine in the water is constantly keeping the germs away from the water until it reaches us. Okay. If you're put off by the smell of chlorine, take the water in a jug, put it away for an hour or two so the smell of chlorine dissipates, then you have fresh water that you can start drinking.
Sure.
When the kids are very sick and they're like dehydrated, because that's the main thing that happens with whatever disease it is, the kids can get easily dehydrated. But if you tank up the kid with all these fluids like water, then you will see the change in the energy.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And as you see the change in energy, you will also feel good about it. So.
And I'm really glad that you said something about the Gatorades because that is huge.
Yeah.
A lot of the parents think that Gatorade has those electrolytes that the kids need. And I've been told by pediatricians that the best thing is just water.
Exactly.
Our body, especially when you're doing non-strenuous exercise, if you're not running a marathon, you don't need Gatorade. If you're running around for a couple of hours, you're sweating, your body has not lost that much salt for you to replenish with more salt.
Sure.
If you're having diarrhea, your body is actively pushing salt away from your body. If you're having vomiting, you're losing all the salt from your stomach. But if you're just losing sweat through the skin, it's not losing as much salt that you have to replenish. All you need is just plain water,
just a glass
and your body will take care of the rest of the needs.
Sure,
well,
sure.
More than a glass of water. We always say pre-hydrate before you're going for your games, especially drink a glass or two of water at least 2 hours or an hour before you go in for the game. Right before you enter the field, take one more glass of water. You're pre-hydrated. Your muscles are going to be hydrated. You're at a less risk of having cramps. And I know we always think of pickle juice for cramps, but pickle juice really doesn't help with cramps, which you already have. So we're trying to prevent cramps.
It might
So
keep you awake though.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And
You did not know that Batman and Superman had this much knowledge, did you?
we learned a lot in the meantime.
Right?
That's
right.
why we're losing hair. What to do?
And
Thank you.
You know what?
For showing my insecurities a bit.
You know what I tell everybody who watches these and who gets to meet our physicians sometimes on Facebook this way? This is what we have here. This is the care that we can bring you and your family, is all of this information that they're giving you. They want to pass on to you and pass on to your children. And my grandbabies come here and I wouldn't have them go anywhere else. You guys are fantastic in everything that you do and everything that you give this community. All the time I go out at the events and I go talk to the kids, everybody asks me, do you know Dr. Adigopula? I said, I sure do. So everybody in the community knows you. They love you guys. And so thank you so much for everything you do and all the knowledge that you have to share. So I didn't know that Batman and Superman had so much to give us.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting for you guys to make this.
To
so I can
cut
have
the,
my breakfast.
look,
Exactly.
we're getting so much
We're
good
starving.
information.
I know.
Absolutely.
But good information needs good food
Good
in the
needs
building.
good food. So sometimes when we do these, if you have shredded Parmesan cheese and you just want to throw them on top, that's great. But we're here, give them the sprinkle, Dr. Sam.
My Salt Bay is trying his salt with the Parmesan. He's my Parmesan Bay.
Yeah.
So we just said, you know what, this makes it a little bit more fun. The kids get involved in doing it. So you can use any type of cookie cutter that you want to cut out the cheese and just lay it.
Okay, let's do that. Let's take a pic first.
Yeah, let them design it with the cookie cutter, put some extra cheese on there if they want to make the pumpkin arms, if they want to.
Pumpkin.
I feel like a ghost. Let's see.
There you go.
I just used one of these
Now listen,
things
that's for
this
you.
morning.
My cheese. And just throw it on there, and we're gonna put it in, and we're gonna let it melt.
Mhm.
Let's.
Yeah.
And when you're putting it in, apparently you're not supposed to use the plastic.
No.
I've been told.
Yes. We
Let's-
actually didn't bring the
Let's
fire.
give these guys also some
Absolutely.
cheese over there, otherwise they'll be sad.
You know what? I just got a good idea. I am gonna make
Mix it.
double pumpkin.
Double pumpkin. See, and that's the fun thing the kids can do.
Got
5
one
pumpkins,
pumpkin.
2 pumpkins, whatever they want to put on here.
And 2 pumpkins.
Oh, Dr. Sam's getting creative over here. Did a
Yeah.
half ghost.
Let's see.
Goes to the pumpkin.
Goes with 2 pumpkins.
Ooh. That's nice. On all the extra cheese that you have, don't throw them away. You can just put them on other
Yeah.
food.
Absolutely.
Which adults eat.
Yes,
Adults
yes.
eat
So
cheese too.
dads get this.
I know.
Do you know that, right? We're dads, so we always get the part that
I made peanut butter
our
sandwich.
kid does not eat.
That's right. That's
So
right.
this is our part.
So the extra muffins that you have for you and Dad,
Mhm.
Mom, Dad, Grandma to eat, they can get all that.
So
extra.
I have the molds that you can use to make Uncrustables. So
Yeah,
usually when I
sure.
make the Uncrustables with the peanut butter or sometimes with jelly in it, the crust becomes my breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Always
it is.
sacrifice as dads, Sam.
That's
right.
Always sacrifice as dads.
Okay, I will throw these in, and we are going to put them in and just until everything is warm or until the cheese is
You want to be very careful
melted.
when you use the oven.
Absolutely.
But kids should not be doing this.
So that is the
Definitely
reason
something
why
for
we are not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
If
small.
anything needs to be careful with in the kitchen, please count me out.
Well, you know what? There is nothing better than a pediatrician who the kids get excited to come in and see.
Yeah.
And they do that with you. Definitely do
Yeah,
that with
we
you. The
love-
fun and the joking, it never ends up
That's
on
the
the
best
kids'
part of
floor.
pediatrics. Like it's gonna be a hectic day, and you have a sick kid coming, but they're still in good spirit. Like they see some stickers or fish tank, and you bring a book to them. They're like all happy again. And it just lightens your heart. You're like you saw so many patients. You're tired, but at the end of the day, one kid is giving you that smile. And it makes your day. You know?
Absolutely.
So that's the best part of our profession, I guess.
Interestingly, we play with kids all day long, and we get paid to do that. Win-win. Please don't tell the managers I said so.
We definitely will. We know. We hear out in the community. When we came into the peds, they played this or they did that or they brought in a book. I believe I just heard out in the community one of you two were reading a book.
That was Dr. Sam.
Was that? Yeah, definitely reading a book out in the community, having a great time. The kids absolutely loved it. So this is a wonderful thing, and I really, truly enjoy coming up to the peds floor and getting to act like a kid with you guys sometimes. And thanks for letting me up there. Thanks for all the knowledge that you have. We're going to let those cook, and then we're going to eat them in just a little bit. But
and take my word for it, I am going to eat them.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm very hungry.
So thank you so much for coming. We definitely, if you would like to come and see Dr. Adigopula or Dr. Sam, you can give us a call at 997-6969 and make an appointment. They're both welcoming new patients, and they're happy for you to come in. Again, that phone number is 997-6969, and you can make an appointment to see either Dr. Sam or Dr. Adigopula.
We have 4 pediatricians in the office. We have Dr. Miller, who's our senior partner. We have Dr. Ilgamal, me, and Dr. Sam. All 4 of us work in the same office in the 4th floor of the building in the hospital. We work 5 days a week, and we are on call 24/7 to take calls when your kids are sick after hours, so we can guide you into what to do until you can come to be seen in the hospital, or we can guide you to do home remedies as needed to keep your kids safe until they can reach medical care.
Especially during the weekends also we're on call. Because everything happens after Friday at 5 o'clock. Everything happens after that, right?
Yes.
So we're there for you guys.
My daughter actually had a sick baby, and she said to me, she goes, the pediatrician called me back, not the on-call. She said, I actually was able to talk to the pediatrician. She said, I loved that. And they were willing to answer any questions I had. So you guys go above and beyond.
And the really good part of the pediatric department is all 4 of us work so well and so close together that if I get a call from a mom with some illness that's been going on for some time, and if I know Dr. Sam has seen the child a couple of days ago, I can always pick up my phone and call Dr. Sam and say, hey, what do you think?
Sure.
What was your impression? So that will help me make my judgment for today.
Yeah,
so the cooperation between the physicians has been a great help in providing better care to the kids here. It's a personal care that we provide. It's not a cookie cutter care that we know our kids and we know who to call to get more information about the child to make a better approach to the mom. And Dr. Sam seems to be using that privilege a lot. He calls me.
One of the things that I always say is please let our family take care of your family, because we really are a family here, and knowing that the pediatricians talk and they call and they text each other whenever they need to get you and your children the best care is absolutely outstanding.
Yep.
So thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you for bringing some great snacks for us today.
Snacks for you? I thought it was for me. I'm going to start eating them soon.
That's just for us.
I think
they look too cute to go to waste. I'm going to start eating them again.
We worked hard for our breakfast.
Absolutely.
For our breakfast.
Allison, thanks for having us.
Anytime.
And thanks for the crew to make this a wonderful event.
Yeah.